I'm at Mount Coot-tha, 7 kilometres from the CBD and home to Brisbane Botanic Gardens. A highlight of Brisbane's horticultural scene, its 56 hectares hosts thousands of species that draw over 1 million visitors every year. But there's one collection of plants here that puts on a show like no other, the Grevillea. The garden has an entire section dedicated to Grevillea species and cultivars that can be enjoyed in one location. Grevilleas are Australian garden icons. There's over 350 species in the flowering plant family Proteaceae. It's an ancient group of plants, but there's hundreds of hybrids and cultivars that have been recently created. It's easy to become addicted to Grevilleas. I thought I'd begin with a real showstopper. This is golden lyre. It's a hybrid Grevillea, and it's one of my favourites because it ticks the 3 boxes which are really important. This is an all-year-round flower, and it produces what are called toothbrush flowers. Stunning. Then there's the foliage, soft silver green, quite attractive in their own right. And then there's the overall spreading form. The mounding form of golden lyre makes it an excellent asset in any garden. The way it's been planted here to cover an entire hillside shows you just how dramatic this plant can be in the right location. Expect it to get to 5 metres wide and around 2 metres tall, but it can be kept smaller than that with regular pruning to promote density. You can trim them back at any time of the year, but one of the most important things is a little bit of protection. You see, some people can develop an allergy to working with Grevilleas. Now, I don't want that problem, so I'm wearing gloves. Golden lyre is a brilliant performer and it flowers recurrently all year round. When you're looking for a Grevillea to introduce into your garden, if you find one that ticks the flower, the foliage and the form boxes, it's a winner. Moving down in scale, but no less impressive, is the very vivid Billy Bonkers. It can grow over 1 metre high and 2 to 3 metres wide, with completely disproportionate bright pink flowers going every which way. And the detail in these flowers as they open is beautiful. If these garden hybrids are too big for your space, we can go smaller. This is Grevillea Simplex, also known as the banana custard Grevillea, for a very good reason. It smells delicious and it's small growing. You can keep it even smaller by regular pruning. In fact, it'll do well in pots. And the reason it thrives on the East Coast is the graft. It's grafted on Silky Oak. Rounding out Grevillea hybrids, I've got a little bit of horticultural history to share with you. The Gordon group of hybrids, and this one is Sandra Gordon, would have to be the most successful, dependable and adaptable of all the Grevilleas on the Australian market. And this garden has Dorothy Gordon, which is a stalwart, a great performer, possesses lovely form and is rarely without flowers. It's one of several similar hybrids which arose by chance in the garden of the late David Gordon of Mile Park in Queensland's Western Downs region. Another is the cultivar Robyn Gordon. It's the product of these 2 parents, the Queensland species, Grevillea banksii, and the Western Australian species, Grevillea bipinnatifida. Once released into wider cultivation, Grevillea Robyn Gordon quickly established itself as one of the most popular of all Australian plant cultivars due to its adaptability and showy flowers. Moving away from Grevilleas that have been bred by us, it's important to consider wild species. Grevillea leptopoda is a small spiny shrub which grows to 1 metre with creamy white scented flowers. Despite the fact that it hails from the west, this is thriving in its new home in the subtropics, and that's due to the simple technique of grafting. Grafting opens up the possibilities for so many grevilleas from the west to live in the east. It also does well in pots, and the flowers are so detailed you can get lost simply by looking into them. And while Grevillea may be synonymous with Australiana, there are 5 species which have successfully jumped ship and grow overseas beyond our golden shores. Mount Coot-tha also has Grevillea exel, a tropical species endemic to New Caledonia, where it grows as a tree to 10 metres high with large white toothbrush flowers and handsome leaves. Despite its tropical provenance, it loves coastal Queensland and New South Wales, and it flowers pretty much all year round. From the top end comes Grevillea wickemi. Now this flowers in winter, and it can be trained as a small tree. It'll grow as far south as Sydney, but for it to really succeed well, give it somewhere warm, sunny and with excellent drainage. And there's a few practical ways you can help your Grevillea achieve its peak performance. You can feed them during the warm seasons, but don't use any general purpose fertiliser. If it contains phosphorus, it'll kill them. So use a general purpose Australian native plant food. Grevilleas generally prefer good drainage, so look to either growing them in raised beds or plant them in mounds. That said, most hybrids are bred to be trouble-free, and they do well in a variety of soil types. Plus, when it comes to pruning, don't be afraid to rip in. After a wet summer, this one suffered from waterlogging. You can take off up to 1/3 and the plants will respond really vigorously. And remember, many Grevilleas don't live forever, so if yours is starting to lose its shine, which can take around 7 years, consider starting again. Maybe it's time to invest in some winter colour at your place. And don't forget, bees and birds love Grevillea flowers, and many of them flower all year round. They really are a gift that keeps on giving.